my channel. So today is a story time video. I have not done one in a while. I know I haven't done one since August, and that's because I haven't had anything really crazy or like out of the ordinary that happened, and I was just like, okay, I don't want to put out like a bullshit story or whatever. But I did a voting on my Instagram story. If you're not following me on Instagram, my name is always down below and always down in the description. And I asked you guys if you wanted to hear the story of, well, an update of me living by myself, or a story time when someone tried to break into my home. And you guys voted on talking about when someone tried to break into my house. So that's what I'm going to discuss. And the reason why I didn't upload it when it happened or talk about it when it happened, because it was still under investigation, and so I could not talk about it, but now I can. So here's the time when someone tried to break into my house. So this happened around right before Thanksgiving. So no one knows where I live. I can count on both my hands how many people know where I live, and those are my best friends, my sisters, my ex who we co-parent with Princess, and a few other people. But it's no more than 10 people that knows where I live. So yeah, let's just get that established. So it happened around 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m., and I was home when it happened, and I was sleeping. So I kept hearing like this noise. And my walls are pretty thin, so I live like in a townhouse, so I have an up and downstairs. I don't have anyone above me or under me. I just have two neighbors beside me and then a neighbor behind me. And my neighbor behind me is usually always making like thumping noises or something. It's some type of noise that I can always hear and sometimes feel. So when I kept hearing like a thumping or like a door movement, I didn't think too much about it. But then I just kept hearing like someone trying to like ram something into my door, and then at that point I was just like, okay, something is not right. So when I did try to wake up from my sleep, I had fell into a sleep paralysis. So, and if you ever experienced a sleep paralysis before, you know you cannot move. You can, you're still kind of aware of your surroundings and all the noises and everything, but you just can't move. And so I kept just hearing like someone like, I wouldn't say like jiggling my doorknob, but it sounds like they were, trying to like ram something into my, like the creases of my door. And by the time my sleep paralysis had worn off, they were gone. Or, I thought they were gone because I didn't hear any more noises. And I was so scared to go back to sleep in case they, came back. But I just wasn't sure if it was real, because like I said, I fell into a sleep paralysis, and I was sleeping. So like I didn't know if it was real or not. So I stayed up the entire time until it was about like 7 o'clock, and I had to get ready to go to work. So after I got ready for work and everything, I went downstairs, gathered all my belongings for work, and then, I was about to walk out the door. But then I realized that one of my locks were unlocked. So on my door, I have 3 locks. I have like one of those chain locks, a bolt lock, and just a regular lock on your doorknob. And my doorknob lock was unlocked. And so I was just like, didn't I lock my doors? Like, because usually I don't have all 3 locks on, but for some reason that night I put all 3 locks on. And I'm really glad that I did, because if I didn't have my bolt lock on or my chain lock on, that person or persons could have entered into my house. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I forgot to lock the bottom lock because my bolt lock was still on and my chain lock was still on. When I opened my door, you can tell someone was trying to break in. And I'm going to insert pictures of what my door looked like when I discovered it somewhere in the video. After, I saw all the markings on my door and everything, I got really, really scared. I'm just like, who would try to, break into my house? Like, is this a random crime? Like, did someone I know had like a secret beef with me? Like, I was just like really confused on who would try to break into my house. So because I was on my way to work, I couldn't, like call the police or anything. So I waited till my lease office opened and I gave them a call and let them know what happened, just to do an initial report with them. After I did my report with them, they told me go ahead and call the police station through the non-emergency number and do a report with them, and so someone could come and like take your statement and everything. So I did all that. They came to my house. They asked me questions about like if I had a stalker or if I knew of anyone that wanted to harm me or anything of that nature. They took pictures of the door and everything like that. And so like after, they did an interview on me, they were just like, well, since, they didn't get in, we just have to rule it as vandalism and not burglary. And I was just like, but someone attempted to, break into my house. Like, why isn't it burglary? And they were like, because they didn't break in and they didn't steal anything. So as of right now, it's just vandalism until they can investigate it more. So it's still technically an ongoing case. I think I haven't heard from my detective since maybe a day or two after the initial report and everything, but yeah. So what precautions am I taking now since that happened? I haven't done anything yet, but I'm planning on to, and that really depends if I stay in this apartment or not, because my lease is almost over. So if I do decide to renew my lease and everything, I am going to get security cameras, some form of weapon. I don't like guns. All my friends keep saying, Nisha, get a gun, you need a gun. And I'm just like, no, bro, like, I don't want one. So those are the precautions that I am going to take. I had a lot of my friends that do live down here, like patrolled my neighborhood for like the first couple weeks after they heard about the situation and everything like that. But yeah. So that's the time when someone tried to break into my home, and it was probably the scariest thing I've ever encountered since living on my own. If you want an update, or if you want me to talk about what it's really like to live on your own, or if you have any questions that you want me to answer pertaining to living on your own, you can DM me on Instagram, or just give this video a likes up so I can see how many people are interested, and then I can do that video as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you are not already, and you should be since you clicked on this video. Don't forget to check out my cosmetic line. My business Instagram is always in the description. I am doing different deals in February because that's my birthday month. So if your birthday is in February, you can also benefit from these deals. And if you are my birthday twin, you can get a way better deal. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye. friends.